Good morning, friends. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday morning, December 28th, 9 a.m. Eastern. Our website currently has a server down, and we're working on that with support. So while that is the case, we're going to use the direct YouTube live link for the time being, and the website will be back up and running later this morning. So SPY bulls and the market bulls are out this morning, very strong, and looking for a potential small gap up open. We've had very low volume with this holiday week. Not a whole lot is going on, but the bulls are remaining in control overall. So the high of yesterday, 267.73, is looking to be broken first thing, and the all-time high for the S&P 500 here, or for SPY I should say, is 268.60. So we're making our way up there. We're less than $1 away. The bulls are remaining in full control is the bottom line. The hourly time frame, all moving averages are support, a potential bull flag of consolidation on the hourly this morning, and looking for that continuation and for the bulls to remain in control. Daily chart for SPY, we can see healthy, prolonged consolidation the last 6 days in a row. Nice and contained, holding exponential support, no red flags, and the bulls trying to make their way towards all-time highs to start off 2018 on a bullish note. Checking it on the dollar is absolutely dumping, which is allowing gold to remain very, very strong. So the dollar is testing its recent lows down at 92.50, and if 92.50 breaks, look at the weekly time frame. We have the oversold bounce that played out for a couple months, and now we're setting a potential lower high and lower low if we break 92.50, heading back down to the low of 91.01, which was the lowest price that we had seen on the dollar in multiple years. So that is a significant level, and we are heading back down towards it. Bears are in full control of the dollar. 4-hour RSI is oversold. Hourly RSI is oversold. I'm looking for a dollar bounce. I'm looking for gold to see healthy consolidation. I'm looking for the bear miners to see some upside. So those are plays to be watching today. Dust and JDST, the bear miners, are going to be on watch. So here's gold and a breakout 6 days in a row with no consolidation. 4-hour RSI is up at 80. Look how long the 4-hour RSI has been above 70. And scrolling back historically, we see spikes above 70, but we don't see this kind of prolonged hanging around above this level very long. So it is notable in terms of the strength, but we are looking for healthy consolidation to begin. We just had a very fast, quick dip. The bulls did buy it up, but looking for momentum to shift and for the bears to take over on the short term. Again, just anticipating healthy consolidation, which could give a nice day or two trade on these bear miners, which we'll look at in just a moment. Oil, bulls in full control. So here's oil on the daily, inside bar yesterday, inside bar today. Very healthy consolidation. We look at the 4-hour chart, and we can see this little equilibrium pattern with a lower high and higher low. Support right now is 59.31. Resistance is 59.86 and $60. Inventory report today for oil and natural gas due to the shortened holiday week. If we get a bull break on oil in response to the inventory report, we're going to be heading into 2018 likely above $60, which is significant for oil. Again, we are bullish on oil in 2018, at least Q1 2018, as right now the technicals are very strong after this weekly bull flag continuation. Natural gas, switching contracts over to NGG 2018 futures contract now that the month is coming to an end, but the bulls are turning things around for an oversold bounce. So the 4-hour time frame, we had our little double top, and here on NGG it was a lower high, 2789 and 2766. Clearly broke those levels on increasing bull volume, so now the bulls have momentum in their favor, but we're getting a bit overbought. The hourly RSI is over 80. So if we head into the inventory report with an hourly RSI of 80 and we get a bullish reaction to it, we're going to see very overbought conditions and a bearish entry opportunity. So watching for potential healthy consolidation, but as of right now, the bounce is underway. The bulls have momentum in their favor, and we'll see how much upside on the daily chart the bulls can put together with higher lows and higher highs now on the 4-hour time frame. Cryptocurrencies, not a whole lot going on for the bulls. Definitely some opportunity for some short-term trades, but not the kind of trades that I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night for, that's for sure. So we have a double bottom down at the low. We're consistently over the past few days seeing a correlation between the big three, where Bitcoin is in the middle, and it's our gauge that we're watching. Ethereum is slightly more bullish, and Litecoin is slightly more bearish. And we can see that on the hourly time frame this morning displayed perfectly, where we have Bitcoin with a double bottom down at the low, almost the exact price that we bounced off of, And still seeing lower highs on the hourly, which is keeping the bears in control. As long as we see hourly lower highs, the bears have control. We are in a scenario where the bulls have to prove their strength to us. We cannot give them any benefit of the doubt. They have to prove that the momentum is shifting into their favor. We have the 4-hour time frame pulling back consistently. We had that bear volume last night on the bearish reaction to South Korea, potentially making their policies more strict regarding cryptocurrency. But at this point, the hourly time frame is a great gauge, and it's a lower high pattern and a horizontal base of support, which is a descending triangle pattern. So we look at Bitcoin with the double low. We look at Ethereum on the hourly, and it has a higher low, and it did break the lower highs, so a little bit more bullish. Again, Ethereum is unlikely to run away from Bitcoin without seeing any kind of news. It is going to keep a correlation, and you can see it pulling back right now, but it's going to be slightly more bullish, as it has been. So we have a higher low on the hourly. We did get the higher highs. Resistance is 714, and support is down at 700 and 683.12. And we look at Litecoin on the hourly, and Litecoin broke to a lower low. So again, it's a perfect example. Bitcoin, double bottom, Ethereum, higher low, Litecoin, lower low. So we broke to a lower low, support down at 240, still lower highs, resistance 253.40. Again, very patient. Correlation is still there with everybody. BCH also saw a bounce play out. Let's look at the hourly chart for BCH. Again, lower lows. So BCH and LTC are the clear lead bears, as they have been for 2 days, and did break a couple resistance levels on BCH, but until the hourly charts give us higher lows and higher highs like ETH did, until I see that in Bitcoin, I'm not going to be confident in any of these big four. Need Bitcoin to lead the way with higher lows and higher highs on the hourly time frame. So plays that I'm watching today, we've been highlighting the USMJ sector because California has legalization and the doors opening for recreational sales on January 1st. We were playing TRTC over the past couple of days. The bulls saved the day yesterday with a decent close. We are still in breakout mode there. 3.1 and 3.25 are key resistances. But look at this list of USMJ names and what they're doing leading up into this event. AMG is in full-on breakout mode with big bull volume the last 2 days. MJNA, bull breakout yesterday from a tight equilibrium pattern, big volume spike. HEMP, bull break the last 2 days, volume spike. I can go on and pick dozens and dozens of tickers from the USMJ sector. Look at GRNH the last 4 days. The bulls are running it up into this event January 1st. I'm very cautious of a sell the news event because everybody knows about this date and knows that, recreational sales will be starting then. But we are going to see, it's going to take media attention and awareness to keep this pump going into the new year, in my opinion. These names are not for investing. These names are for trading only, and they are giving some nice opportunity. So USMJ sector is hot. We know Canadian MJ has been on absolute fire the last 2 weeks. Astounding many people yesterday with our jaws dropping, with WEED going 20% and holding its gains. So we're watching for continuation today, but we saw a gap up open yesterday. This is going to be a third gap up open in a row, potentially, depending on where we open this morning for some of these tickers. The point being, we are very overextended for the bulls. I am very, very, very cautious in Canadian MJ, looking for a temporary top to be set in the near-term future and looking for a quick 10% drop once that temporary top is found. So oftentimes we see a volume climax day where we see a bullish push first thing in the morning. Whether that bullish push lasts 5 minutes or an hour, we can't say until the trading action starts. But I personally have ACB because we got a bull break at the end of the day yesterday, and I'm going to have my sell order fill out and my finger on the trigger to lock in profit to not be stuck in the 10% pullback once that starts, because once it does start, there's going to be a quick race to the exits to lock in those profits. So looking for the potential of a surge up first thing and then a quick pullback, or looking for the potential of a gap up open and then some profit taking in response to that. But we can, the strategy is the same as yesterday. You can give it 5-10 minutes to watch how the trading establishes itself, and once we set the range of the first 10 minutes of trading, we then look for a break of the high of the day or the low of the day to show continued momentum. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the sector today. As for regular stocks, we got the biotech bulls showing a lot of strength on their breakout. The bull breakout occurred 4 days ago from the tight range. It occurred yesterday or 2 days ago from the longer term equilibrium pattern, and we're getting nice follow through. Double top at 86.02 and 86.03, trying to break today for the bulls to see a very clear bull break and to end 2017 on a bullish note. So keeping an eye on the biotech sector. The energy sector has an inside bar on the daily time frame after a breakout. Watching the energy sector, which is going to be significantly affected by the inventory reports for both oil and natural gas. Let's get into some 5-minute and hourly setups. So much to watch every day, which is why it's beneficial to have hundreds of eyes on everything. And all the blockchain names. Didn't even talk about blockchain names, but if we see Bitcoin turn things around and see hourly higher lows and higher highs, I'll be watching blockchain names. Speaking of which, let's check out LFIN, which has some really nice volatility, but as volume drops off, it does get more difficult to trade as it is illiquid. So I had some trouble trading it. Well, I didn't have trouble trading it yesterday, but I held off from trading it yesterday because of that lack of volume. So we formed resistance yesterday at 68.10, and the bulls are trying to form higher lows on the hourly time frame, but we're losing the hourly 20-period support. So we're starting with a little bit of weakness here this morning. I'm looking at resistance from yesterday up at $59, a key resistance. And in terms of support, we're looking down at 55.31 and 54.46. So the lows of yesterday will be support, and 59 is the first resistance that the bulls will have to get over if they want to make their way back into the $60 range, which is where our high was yesterday, up at $68. Amazon is a lead tech bull. The past couple days, it's been showing us strength. If we see the market bulls head to all-time highs, Amazon bulls are going to be right there at all-time highs as well. High of yesterday was 1187. We're right there pre-market. Break that level, and we're looking at 1191 and 1200 psychological as the next two resistance levels. Clear 1200, and a new all-time high is very likely very soon. So Amazon bulls, one of the strongest tech name, definitely worth watching. All 5-minute and hourly moving averages as support, and looking to head to higher highs first thing this morning. KALY, not a whole lot going on pre-market to be looking at, but yesterday, it's KALY.V, I believe. KALY.V, bullish action yesterday. The bull volume poured in, and we saw a break of a tight equilibrium pattern on the daily. The go signal was 30 cents, and we are now looking at the next resistance of 335, followed by 40. So bulls want to maintain support at 2.9 support. Resistance is 3.2 and 3.35. Bulls have momentum in their favor with a strong close yesterday. TRTC, didn't like the profit taking we saw yesterday, but again, like I said, the bulls did show up. I did take my profit in the 30s, and the bulls are going to need to see. Let's see what we got pre-market here on TRTC. So the bulls are looking to run it here. I can tell by the way the bid and the ask are set up this morning. Break 31, and we're looking at 325 first thing. The US MJ sector is not done running. Canadian MJ sector is not done running, but we are very cautious of both because when both find a top, it will be a very quick 10% pullback. So support on TRTC, I'd be looking down at 30 cents and then down to must hold level of 285. But bulls looking good setting up this morning. MJX, still a little bit tricky to trade this new ETF in terms of what it's correlating to. We have a wide range shrinking. So an inside bar on the daily time frame yesterday. I'm anticipating another inside bar on the daily time frame today. As things settle down, we are looking at resistance of 30.66 and 30.82, and key support is down at 30.35 and then 30 psychological. So watching to see the correlation between its major holdings, but definitely not seeing a direct correlation the past couple of days. And I do expect the ETF trading to smooth out and pick correlation back up shortly, perhaps early 2018. So definitely waiting for things to settle down. The clear pattern the past 2 days has been wide range to start the first 5 minutes of the trading day. Then the bears take control for a couple hours, and then the bulls at 11:30, just before noon Eastern, the bulls show up. This is now 2 days in a row, and watching to see if that pattern keeps up yet again today. QRSRF, QRSRF. So lack of liquidity, definitely a concern for the bulls, but they ended the day strong yesterday, closing up at the high. And we've been breaking out significantly 4 days in a row. So we have seen a run of 100% in 4 days. So that means we have to be cautious up here. Resistance after 140, we're looking at 150 psychological. Checking the weekly chart for resistance, it looks like we're up at all-time highs. So lack of resistance, bulls extremely strong. And again, we are running here. And this is a US ticker for a Canadian MJ play. No surprise that the chart looks like that. Again, just cautious because when profit taking comes, it's going to drop quick. We'll see where our temporary tops are found. The more we go up day by day in insane amounts, the closer we are to the top being hit. So again, just cautious, moving stop losses up, protecting our profits. CBW, another name that's on fire for Canadian MJ. These charts for MJ the past month in December are absolutely insane. CBW, 181 is resistance. I believe we're at all-time highs here as well. Actually, I take that back. We're not. So I'm looking up at $2 after 181. Bulls in full control. Upper Bollinger Band is support. No sign of slowdown at this point. It would be a red flag if we lost support at 167. Tesla is definitely on bounce watch today. The hourly RSI is beat up. It did bounce off or cool off a little bit this morning, but we're right back down to 27.28. We have the 20-period hourly moving average resistance in the low 313s to be watching. Once that level becomes support, the oversold bounce will be underway. Support is going to be 310.75. If the bulls can hold 310.75 first thing this morning and establish a low at that level, it's a potential bottom fishing play where we put a stop below the low of yesterday, but we need to show signs that the bulls are able to hold that level first thing this morning in the first 10 minutes of trading. So definitely watching for an oversold bounce, and the first resistance will be 312.70, the high of pre-market. SQ on the daily time frame, still trying to get over those daily exponential resistances and still struggling. The high of yesterday was 36.09, so that is a resistance level to be watching. And after 36.09, the daily middle Bollinger Band will be next. Checking the hourly time frame for this 3-day bounce, a clear higher low, higher high pattern. Bulls trying to hold the hourly 20 period, and we need to see a break of that high of yesterday for continuation. 36.09 is that level. If we break the low of pre-market down at 33.35, we are going to see likely another rejection from the daily exponential resistances and the bulls having to defend the recent low at 34.14. So key hourly 20-period support being tested first thing this morning on SQ. IMLFF. IMLFF on the daily time frame, inside bar, a break of 778 is bearish, a break of 827 is bullish. Looks like we're going to see a potential gap up this morning. The all-time high is up at 86 cents. So if the bulls can break 86, they're looking great for continuation. 861 to be exact. We have a double top at the all-time high. So break 861, and we're looking up at 90 cents as the next resistance. Bulls in full control and looking to start strong this morning first thing. OGI.V. OGI strong close, bull break of the daily equilibrium by getting over 395 yesterday. $4 psychological resistance, 407 and 424 are the next resistances. Support is down at 395, 391 and 388. So higher lows on the 5-minute at the end of the day. Consolidation low 388 is the must hold level for the bulls, and they want to break $4 first thing to show continuation on the bull break from yesterday after the close at the high of the day. ACB is making its way towards all-time highs. We've got resistance of the high of yesterday, 805, and then not much until 866. The bulls are trying to get into breakout mode. If we see more than 30 million shares traded today, there is potential that the bulls could make their way towards all-time highs. Let's see how much attention WEED and APH takes away from ACB. But if we have a day where the Canadian MJ bulls stay in control for another day, then ACB is going to be knocking on the door of that all-time high. Must hold support is afternoon consolidation low, down at 786. EMH.V. EMH on the daily time frame, we have a lower high compared to the recent high, 548, and then the lower high is 522. A little bit of profit taking yesterday, a bear break if we lose support of 490, and the bulls need to see a break of 522 to be looking at the all-time high. So 490 to 522 is the range to be watching. MU, all 5-minute moving averages as support this morning. High of yesterday was 43.07, which was an inside bar. So a break of 43.07 is bullish, and a break of 42.03 is bearish for that inside bar. Bulls starting close towards resistance, but if they can't break 43.07 first thing, we are likely going to continue to consolidate sideways. CBIO consolidation at the end of the day yesterday. It is a bearish reversal candlestick on the daily. If we see a break of the daily higher low pattern, which has been intact for the last 5 days, break 13.07, and we will likely see daily consolidation begin. We've been breaking out for 6 weeks at this point. 13.07 key support. I've got resistance at 14.21 and 14.35. ATTBF, another Canadian name that has been close to or trying to break out after a breakout early, or I should say mid-December. Inside bar on the daily, break of 42 is bearish, break of 456 is bullish. You can see choppy tight range all of yesterday's trading. Looking for a break of that range today. If we break 42, we look to 39. If we break 456, we look to 49. FIRE, a little bit of a laggard for the Canadian MJ space, not really participating. Have seen a nice bounce the last 2 days, but in terms of being in breakout mode, not there. We got $2 resistance and 204 after that. Bulls want to maintain 189 support to maintain full control. We didn't break 189 all afternoon yesterday, so a break at that level would be an initial short-term red flag. MJN has been my favorite technical lower cap Canadian MJ name for months at this point. Huge day yesterday. And just in the past 3 days, we've gone from 529 and we hit 756 yesterday. So pretty much a 50% move in 3 days. Again, we have to be cautious. Look at the profit taking that took place yesterday. We went from 756 because we ran too hard into the end of the day, couldn't keep that up. And after 756, we dropped down to 668 in an hour of trading. That's my point, being when the temporary tops are hit, the drops are significant and fast, and that's because there's a lack of bid support because we've been running so much. So on MJN, must hold support is down at 668, and we've got resistance at $7, 736, and then the all-time high of 756. Keep an eye out on MJM. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a lead indicator in terms of profit taking for the sector as a whole, because we did not see this profit taking that we saw on MJN in any of the other big three names as the bulls held on into the end of the day yesterday. ALK. ALK bounce attempt at the end of the day yesterday. Didn't get a whole lot of progress there. Support on the daily is 73.96 and 73.97, a double bottom. Break those levels, and we're looking at the 100-day moving average support just above $73. In order for the bulls to stay in control, they have to hold 73.96 and see continuation on this bounce attempt. On the hourly chart, we lost the 20-period moving average. You can see the tightening equilibrium pattern here on the hourly with 73.96 as the must-hold support, and the bulls need to see a break of 75.07 to see continuation on the daily chart in breakout mode. Very tight and likely to see a clear break today after we've been pretty much trading in the same range the last 3 days. UA on the daily time frame, all 5-minute moving averages as support. Nice bull break yesterday, but we did see a significant upper wick of profit taking. 1456 is resistance. If we don't break that level, odds of seeing a daily inside bar are fairly likely. 1405 is support along with all 5-minute moving averages. If we break 1456, we're looking up at 1487 as the next resistance. VRX has been a very significant biotech or pharmaceutical bull over the past month and a half, 2 months. So support here, we lost the daily higher low pattern yesterday. 2122 is support, and resistance is 2194 and 2228. So we're seeing healthy consolidation. Things are getting tight over the last 6 days. Bulls are trying to hold the daily exponential moving averages. Volume is dropping off. And if we can hold 21.22 today, I would say that's a victory for the bulls, maintaining support and keeping control on the daily time frame to prevent against lower lows over the past couple days. Checking in on UGAZ and DGAZ. So UGAZ got over exponential resistance yesterday. We have the bullish MACD cross. We're going to see some follow through today for the bulls, but we have to be watching the inventory report. UGAZ bulls need to break 62.50 to break the lower high pattern. If we break 62.50, we then look for higher lows and higher highs to begin forming on this oversold bounce. If the inventory report is bearish, we're going to be looking for DGAZ to hold the daily middle Bollinger Band. We have a clear higher low still in place. Support is 34.11 and 35.21. If we break 34.11 and lose the daily middle Bollinger Band, more significant consolidation will be coming, and we'll be looking down at 33.07. And like I said, we are overbought on natural gas. Let's see if we consolidate heading into the inventory report. But if we don't, if it's a bullish reaction to the inventory report, we're going to be at extreme overbought levels. I do not anticipate too much bullish continuation after that inventory report unless we consolidate a bit before it to cool off these RSI levels. Apple daily inside bar yesterday is likely to break bullish today. High to break is 170.78. So we're right there right now. After 170.78 is 171.47. Bulls are trying to turn things around, flat the past 2 days. If we break 170.78, we're looking up at 171.47. So that's the level the bulls have to get through to prove that they are back in control on this bounce. And that's going to be important for the tech sector as a whole today to see if Apple can break that level and get some bullish momentum on its side. LBY.V. So oversold bounce yesterday on LBY. Need to confirm the reversal candlestick with another green day today. 82 is resistance. Then we've got 84, the 200-day moving average, and 92. Bulls just want to maintain this higher low, higher high pattern. We haven't consolidated on the hourly in a bit. Look for a back test and hold of the hourly 20-period moving average to form a higher low, and then look for a higher high to see continuation on this very oversold bounce after a daily all-out dump. Netflix, weak. Netflix is on the verge of a breakdown on the daily. Have to hold 185.26. If we're able to hold that level, as it looks like we will pre-market, resistance is 188.10 and then a double top on the daily at 190.95. We're in a tight range. The bulls have not proven anything to us in the past couple weeks. Have to break 190.95 as signal number one on the daily chart that the bulls are regaining control. And just a battle of lower highs and 100-day moving average support continues. And it looks like the bulls are starting strong enough this morning that they will be able to hold daily support at least another day. Whether or not they're able to break resistance is another story, though. AAOI support is 38.41. Break 38.41, and we're looking at 38.20, or make that 38.10, actually. Bears are in control of this daily chart. The bulls have not been able to prove anything. Again, when you're in a downtrend, cannot give the bulls any benefit of a doubt. And AAOI is an ugly daily chart for the bulls. Rejecting from moving average resistance, consistent lower highs the past 2 months. We broke support of 38.76 recently. We're rejecting from daily exponential resistance, big upper wick of profit taking yesterday, you name it, and we got bearish signs on AAOI. Have to close over the daily exponential resistances as signal number one that the bulls are attempting to turn things around, and we'll see if the bulls are able to hold 38.41 this morning. If not, 38.10 next support. Can't chart CSE names. Can't get it on stock charts, TradingView, nor Fidelity. MGW. MGW closing strong on huge bull volume yesterday. So we have resistance at the high, and that was up at 67 cents. And after 67 cents, the next resistance we're looking up at is 76 cents. So bulls looking to see continuation on this breakout. Must hold support to remain in full control is 63 and 60 even. Higher lows on the 5-minute time frame from yesterday. EMC bulls finally getting their act together and turning around the trend for the bulls on the weekly time frame. Very important weekly resistance is 210 and 211. Bulls would love to break those levels today, and key support is $2 even. We didn't break that level once we gained it as support yesterday. Have to break 211 today for some nice continuation on the weekly chart for EMC. Just making sure I'm ready to go here as we have some solid opens for Canadian MJ. Gap up opens on some names. Google bulls are looking for a bullish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame to form a higher low after healthy consolidation. Support right now is 1058.38. I'll get back to tickers in just a moment. Going to be cautiously watching Canadian MJ. Just watching to see if there's selling pressure or if the bulls are going to run it a bit this morning. WEED heading to test the all-time high. ACB lack of resistance in this area. And APH new all-time high this morning. If ACB can't break the all-time high and pulls back, we have to be cautious as one of the sector leaders. I'm taking a little bit of ACB profit and going to let the morning play out a little bit as well. Although if we break $8, I am certainly out of ACB. Taking a long time for my order to fill on ACBFF. All right, so Google testing that low. So Google bulls trying to hold 1058.38 and trying to see a shift on the hourly time frame to regain the 20-period moving average, which has rejected the last few attempts. That resistance is at 1063. KAT.TO. Fixing my chart here just a moment. So KAT.TO, not really seeing a whole lot of action first thing, not a lot of volume. The daily chart is an inside bar from yesterday. A break of 168 is bearish and a break of 178 is bullish, and we're currently right in the middle of that range, not giving much indication just yet. If we break 178, we're looking at 179 and 181 as the next two resistances after that. SPLIF. WEED, new all-time high, $29. Bulls still in control, but we're cautious of the potential run-up and then complete 180 turnaround and profit-taking. But bulls are really strong right now. So SPLIF, high of yesterday was 45. We had a huge move. We see a big gap up open. Have to be cautious. Need to establish a support. Support right now is 62 and need to hold that at the low of the day. If we break 62, further profit taking, and the gap to fill is at 45, so there's no support between 62 and 45 besides psychological levels. WEED is just jaw-dropping at this point. Another 7% after a 20% day. Getting a bit excessive at this point as we head to $30 psychological resistance. WTW. And again, you can see the volatility right now on WEED as it goes from 29.80 to 29.20 in seconds. Things are getting thin up here. A new low of day on any Canadian MJ names is a big red flag. WTW resistance is 49.93. We formed a lower high by 7 cents this morning, and support is down at 48.34. Inside bar on the daily will likely form if we cannot break 49.93. IEX.H, I doubt I can get that ticker. If you let me know the company name. No idea what exchange.h is. Apple bulls in full control. So a clear bull break of the daily inside bar and a break of the high of the gap down day. So we're now filling the gap back to the upside. Daily middle Bollinger Band is 172.05. So bulls in control need to consolidate and establish a support level on the 5-minute time frame to keep those bulls in full control. So Canadian MJ right now is clearly in the euphoria state, which means we'd be very cautious. High of the day for ACB. APH is still holding on strong. MJX is up at the high of the day. The ETF still strong for the bulls. So checking in on things, we've got the tech sector leading the way for the bulls so far this morning. SPY is getting closer and closer to the all-time high. Lead tech bulls percentage-wise are Amazon and Netflix. Here's WEED going for $30 psychological resistance as ACB is still on fire. I'm going to be locking in ACB profit as I go, breaking it up into about 4 or 5 positions and scaling out on the way up. Think about the percentage gains we see in the first 6 minutes of trading today, and think about the odds that the bulls are going to be able to continue to hold that up all day. So I exited a little bit of ACB at 8:30, exiting a little bit more at 8:45. I'll exit a little bit more at 8:55 if we get up there. Biotech bulls still in complete control. We broke that double top of 86.03, so that's a great sign for the bulls. We're due to consolidate in the short term, but the fact that we broke that resistance makes us that much more confident when consolidation does occur. Bitcoin is a clear declining triangle pattern with a horizontal base of support and a lower high pattern on the hourly. WEED rejected from $30 psychological resistance, not surprising, at least on the first attempt, and we dropped 70 cents instantly. Now we're dropping $1 very quickly. So again, 3% moves happen within a minute on these names because we are so thinly traded right now. I'm locking in more ACB profit. Currently sitting at about 25% of my position that I swung from yesterday. Bulls are still fine on ACB. I'm just being very cautious in this space right now. And I'm now all out of ACB just like that. And I'll get back in if the bulls show me something, but I'm watching WEED down 3% off the high of the day. We just dropped under 29. If we do see a flush dump, we will have oversold 5-minute opportunities in the short term. But I'm just locking in that profit, not being greedy after the week that we've seen on Canadian MJ. High of the day for MJX up over 31. Nice follow through for the bulls there. Going to take a little bit more profit on MJX that I've been swinging the past couple days. So the tops, in my opinion, are in for Canadian MJ for today. Not a sure thing at this point, but we pulled back significantly enough that it's likely to cause some profit taking. And we're going to likely see a 5-minute inside bar form, so we'll see how that ends up playing out as we continue to see sideways consolidation. So took a little bit more off of MJX. Bulls still holding on ACB. Again, watch these 5-minute tightening patterns. You can use the 2-minute time frame for Canadian MJ as we are volatile enough. Equilibrium pattern on the 2-minute time frame is forming. DRAD. TRTC, nice follow through for the Bulls. 325 key resistance trying to break. DRAD had a gap up open, but we didn't have the 20-period 5-minute moving average as support, so that led to profit taking right at the open. That resistance is 297. Bulls testing it again, and support is down at 265. Have to turn the 20-period 5-minute moving average into support. Checking in on these US MJ names. And we're seeing a little bit of consolidation in some of these names. TRTC still holding strong. MJNA still very strong. Breakout continues, second day in a row for MJNA. So we're going to get a lot more information on Canadian MJ once these 5-minute inside bars and 2-minute equilibrium patterns break. If you are in Canadian MJ, that is what you are watching, a 2-minute equilibrium pattern right now. Bulls still holding on. We're not seeing a flush, which is a good thing. It is possible for these bulls to recover if they can break bullish from this equilibrium pattern. Blockchain names are down today in the red. Market bulls still holding strong. Google trying to give us that bullish reversal candlestick. Still watching for Tesla to turn things around, but the bulls are struggling on Tesla. We had a strong move first thing that has been erased, and we're back down at the low of the day, which is showing up as a rejection on the hourly 20-period moving average right now. Look at the long-term 2-year weekly chart of TRTC. If we break 325, that is a very significant bull break over the last 1.5 to 2 years. For the 2-minute equilibrium pattern, the WEED bulls want to see a break of 29.59. Testing that level right now. So Bitcoin descending triangle pattern, Ethereum slightly stronger, and Litecoin trying to form a higher low as well. Very, very tight for Canadian MJ. Going to see a clear break soon. Netflix establishing itself as the lead tech bull now. A little bit more follow through, holding the 100-day moving average support yet again. Likely to form a lower high compared to 190.95. A bit of a descending triangle pattern there as well on the daily time frame the last 2 weeks. Keep an eye on Tesla. Bulls making another attempt here. A lot of volatility in Tesla this morning. 5-minute higher low. Actually, it's not a higher low. We did break the low of the day just barely, but the bulls are bouncing from that. Looking for an equilibrium pattern to start forming on the 5-minute time frame for Tesla, as WEED is close to a bear break of its equilibrium pattern. Tighter and tighter we go. Not too close. Support to break bearish would be 28.59 on WEED. And again, I am all out of my positions, being cautious after the run we've seen the past few days. For WEED, it depends on the magnitude of the consolidation. If we see a hard pullback for a couple days, then yes, we will look for a daily equilibrium pattern. If we see a healthy bull flag, then no, we won't. All depends on how much sell volume we get. So we've got our third inside bar in a row on the 5-minute time frame for WEED. Keeping an eye on TEUM, that recent blockchain name has been dumping. Looking for a potential oversold bounce there. I'm going to bottom fish TEUM. I'll exit if we hit a new low of the day. $187 key support there. High risk, high reward, low cap name. Checking in on Twitter. Twitter bulls, nice 5-minute higher low and higher high to start the day. Looking for that higher low on the daily chart, which right now is 2407, and we broke the lower high pattern on the daily, so that makes us more confident that our higher low has been established. So support 2407, 5-minute support is 2428, and the next resistance is up at 25 psychological. Daily chart certainly still favoring the bulls on Twitter. NETE trying to find the low of the day as well. These blockchain names are still getting beat up a bit. No higher low, confident on the daily time frame, and we're backfilling the gap, so there's no support here, which means we have to be more cautious. Bears still in control with all 5-minute and all hourly moving averages. We still have the hourly 200 period, but all 5-minute moving averages are resistance on NETE. Have to get the 20 period 5-minute as support at a bare minimum. KALY.V. Bull break and continuation of the daily equilibrium pattern. Getting over 335 was a great sign. Now we're looking up at 40 resistance. 335 is support on the 5-minute time frame. Nice bull break on X. Bull flag trying to be confirmed, and this daily bull flag will be confirmed if X can break 35.75. If making an entry at this point, just need to have an acceptable stop loss level. 5-minute higher low was 35.19. We've been in breakout mode for quite some time. So the shorter term timeframes RSI isn't too bad on X. Just the daily chart RSI that's at 73, but we just ran for a couple weeks over 70. The longer we stay in this equilibrium pattern for WEED, the more it's going to favor the bulls because we're not seeing any race to take profit. Here comes a test of resistance at 29.59 again. And a bull break, so we're coming back to the high of the day. And we'll see if we can get new high of the day. ACB is testing the high of the day. APH is approaching the high of the day. So ACB resistance is 850 and 865, I believe, is the all-time high. It's in the 860s. Don't have the exact number at the moment. Finger on the trigger. And we'll see if WEED bulls can break $30 key resistance. Bull break on Tesla. Next resistance is going to be high of the day at 314.60, and then we're going to be looking at 317.68, the high of yesterday, as the next resistance. ACB has a wall of resistance at 850. I am back in ACB on that 850 break, but I'm cautious if weed can't break 30 as a bit of a sector leader. So ACB is going for the all-time high. So currently a bottom fishing play in TEUM and back in ACB looking for the all-time high, and I'll be a lot more comfortable if WEED breaks 30. After 866 on ACB, we're looking at 870, 880, up to 9 psychological. So the rejection from WEED makes me cautious. As long as we're under 30, need to be cautious on all of these plays. SPY Bulls seeing some consolidation. We're down near the low of the day. We'll keep an eye on inventory reports at 10:30 and 11 for oil and natural gas. So ACB couldn't break the all-time high by 4 cents and is now seeing some consolidation due to WEED correlation, in my opinion. And I'm back out to ACB due to WEED weakness. Again, I'm not playing around on a day like today. So either break even or tiny profit on that entry. Break even at this point. Again, just protective and cautious. I have the day test for MJX. Bulls are still in control there. And a red flag on WEED would be a break of 29.86. I am still in MJX. It took a little bit of profit yesterday, a little bit of profit today. Still in a fairly large position for myself. And just not comfortable with the speed at which these Canadian MJ names, like WEED, can drop $1. That's a 3% drop in under 2 minutes under the right conditions. Keep an eye on these bear miners. Watching for gold to pull back a bit. And the bulls, the bear miner bulls, have been in control since the open. TEUM needs to form a 5-minute higher low and break $2 to see this bounce continue. Netflix clear lead bull seeing some decent continuation, up almost 2% on the day. Amazon has 1891 resistance to deal with. Biotech sector starting to consolidate after a 5-day breakout. No red flags there. Healthy consolidation. Bitcoin trying to break the hourly lower high pattern to give the bulls a little bit more momentum in their favor. EMC got that break of 211, so that's a significant break on the weekly time frame. Support is 211 and resistance is 218. And to find the next weekly resistance, looking up at 238. ACB bulls still holding on. We've got a new support level. And the 5-minute time frame has formed higher lows, 6 candles in a row. Bulls need to maintain that to stay strongest. As WEED makes another attempt at $30. Ascending triangle pattern on the 5-minute time frame for WEED. TRTC got that break of 325. Nice follow through for the bulls. 3.3 will be the next resistance. So MJ name still seeing bullish action. Apple bulls up at the high of the day. We're watching 172 psychological and daily middle Bollinger Band resistance, certainly helping the tech sector today. And the financial sector is now back at the high of the day. So both the tech and financial sectors up about the same percent, and XLF has a bull break of the daily inside bar. So Bitcoin did break the hourly lower high pattern. Not anticipating a ton of upside, but this is a sigh of relief for the bulls. We just broke a 4-hour inside bar bullish. So let's see if the bulls can shift momentum now for the day and put the bulls back in control. LTC has yet to break bullish, and ETH has broken bullish as well. So ACB trying to make its way back to the high of the day and the all-time high. And here comes that all-time high test. And anything I do in Canadian MJ is going to be very short-term today. So Baba's dumping. The 5-minute RSI is oversold. Support is down at 171.73. 5-minute exponential resistance the entire day today. So ACB very likely for a new all-time high, looking good. It is the leader today in terms of percentage. Market viewing it as a laggard yesterday as anticipated. Only name of the big three not hitting all-time highs. So back in on that bull break, but again, I'm going to be just flipping it and scaling out into strength. Just locking in short-term gains. And ACB could get some momentum up to $9 if WEED breaks 30. TEUM needs this break at $2 here to be looking good. Nice ACB follow through, taking a little bit of profit, scaling out. Keeping an eye on Tesla, looking for that bullish reversal candlestick today. SPY bulls not seeing as much strength as I would anticipate, with both the financial sector and tech sector looking good today. I will likely enter WEED if we get a 30 break again, just for a quick short-term flip. TEUM has a double top at $2 psychological resistance. If we get over that level, we're looking at the 20-period 5-minute moving average as the next resistance. Twitter bulls, nice follow through. Healthy looking daily chart. Let's see if those X bulls got that follow through. And they did. Clear bull break of the double top. Just need to see a break of 35.75 on X to confirm the daily bull flag. And Twitter's looking for that bull flag on daily time frame to try and head back towards the recent high in the 25s. Riot is extremely tight on the 5-minute time frame. Riot has a 5-minute equilibrium pattern that will be a nice play when it breaks. All these blockchain names are trying to bounce now that Bitcoin's seeing a little bit of bullish action. SPY's not toppy the last few days. It's seeing healthy consolidation. Bulls couldn't ask for better consolidation over the last 6 days. Nice and contained, holding daily exponential supports. ACB trying to make its way to the high of the day as WEED climbs ever so slowly back to 30. Definitely a lot of resistance for ACB under 30 psychological. TEUM testing $2 for the third time this morning. Netflix on the daily time frame, we have a double top of resistance at 190.95. That is the resistance level to be watching today. Anything under that level is just another lower high on the daily over the last 2 weeks. A break of that level would be bullish short term. Not necessarily meaning today, but just meaning the daily chart setup. Because the bulls are definitely a bit extended, up over 2% today on Netflix. TEUM after the third rejection from $2. If we break 193, that would be a bearish indication here, as we would lose the little 5-minute higher low pattern. ACB bulls holding up just fine. Nice slow and steady move. MJX finally catching up a bit. Nice follow through. Tesla needs a 5-minute higher low here. We have a 5-minute equilibrium pattern. As soon as I saw the bounce taking place after the low of the day, that's what it looked like was going to occur. So we're going to look for a 5-minute higher low compared to the low of the day. WEED closing in on 30. ACB slow climb up towards $9. Still holding a solid position there and watching WEED very close for any guide or any signals, I should say. I would expect a decent amount of short-term traders to help WEED break $30 and see a quick pop if it breaks. Netflix bulls still marching their way to 190.95 key resistance. Inventory reports in 10 minutes. Let's see who comes first. Natural gas 10:30 and oil is 11. Natural gas has not seen much consolidation. Hourly chart still over 80 RSI. Currently on the verge of exiting TEUM break-even due to the triple rejection at $2 and losing some short-term support. It's been a morning full of winners and break-even to protect that profit. WEED support short-term 29.58 ideal for the bulls to hold. If we lose that level, that's the initial red flag. Not a huge red flag, but definitely a notable loss of some support. Also keeping a close eye on volume. And if we see increasing red volume, that is also a red flag. TRTC bulls still holding on. I am out of TEUM. And MJX still performing for the bulls, looking really good. So SPY is down near the low of the day still. Other sectors dragging it down. It's not the tech sector nor the financial sector. Biotech's in the red. STLK. No ticker. NWGFF. Healthy consolidation on the 5-minute, trying to form a bull flag. Support is 1497 and resistance is 175. Bulls in full control still. Need to establish a higher low on the 5-minute time frame of consolidation and try and make their way back towards the high of the day. Increasing bear volume and a move down under 15 would be a bit of a red flag short term. SLTK, thank you. Breakout on the 5-minute time frame certainly looks news related. Resistance from here is going to be, need to zoom out to the weekly. Looks like testing 2 psychological. And after 2, we are looking up at 213. Netflix consolidating after the very bullish start. Watching to see if we lose exponential 5-minute moving average support for the first time today. WEED is also potentially losing exponential support for the first time. Natural gas inventory report in less than 5 minutes. NETE has a lack of support. And it's just psychological levels. There's a gap on the daily all the way down to 548. There's nothing in between here in that gap. So 10 psychological. 950, 9. That's all we have to be going off of. We do have the hourly 200 period support down at 933. That's about it. TEUM still not dead. Still possible to break that $2 level. Bulls holding the low 190s. The red flag would be breaking the low of the day, which is still holding. CBW.V is testing the low of the day. If we break 191, we're looking at the gap fill of 181 as the next support. Certainly don't expect when consolidation occurs to be slow and steady. I expect it to be fairly fast and hard. So we're not seeing that just yet. Resistance on CBW is 197. Here comes the inventory report for natural gas. Keeping an eye on UGAS, which is overextended. It's about to get cold in North Carolina as well. We're going to have lows in the 10, 13s. Certainly not common for that to happen regarding natural gas. Colder temperatures mean natural gas price goes up in general. So initial reaction to the inventory report for natural gas, not seeing a whole lot of reaction at this point. Bulls holding on. ETH is the lead crypto bull right now, as it has been the last couple days. And here goes UGAS. Natural gas getting a bullish reaction right now up at the high of the day. But again, we are very overextended. Hourly RSI is 85 on UGAS. I personally would be selling into this strength if I had a position. Scaling out on the way up. But that all depends if you are long and how long you're long. TRTC trying to make its way back to the high of the day for USMJ. No profit taking in either Canadian or US sectors at this point. Keeping an eye on gold. Gold bulls are still holding on, but we are seeing these bear miners come to life today, and they're seeing some healthy 5-minute consolidation right now. Bulls want to hold the 20-period 5-minute moving average. So WEED is reaching a standstill. CMG still weak. We're looking for a bear flag on the daily time frame, highlighted in the daily videos. Scouting a bearish entry. We lost the daily higher low pattern the last couple days by breaking 294.39. So next support is 292.95. Bears in control all day today. Daily exponential resistance driving the price down. GNC trying to bounce. All out dump mode on the daily time frame. This is one very, very sick stock. It has been a huge bear for 3 months in a row, giving 70% of its value up. Hourly RSI is 20. 5-minute RSI just came off of oversold. So we have limited support, but it's $3.13 and then $3. Resistance is $3.25 and the 20-period 5-minute moving average. So now the oil inventory report is going to come out in 25 minutes. Overall, the oil chart is favoring the bulls, watching a 4-hour equilibrium pattern. Checking in on Apple. Cautious of the potential bearish reversal head and shoulders pattern on the 5-minute time frame for Apple. So WEED is seeing healthy consolidation at this point, all things considered. Still barely holding 5-minute exponential support. Hourly RSI is still over 90. We are in blue sky breakout, but that is very overextended. Support is 29.50 and 29.05. So WEED just broke 29.50, but we're not seeing stop losses trigger or any race to the exit at this point. Only broke it by a penny. Lack of profit taking, very impressive for Canadian MJ. Only a matter of time, in my opinion. I'm out of ACB again. Locked in half profit on the way up and kept the second half at break even. No huge gains, but just locking them away one by one. A little bit more downward momentum on WEED, 29.05. Now picking up a little bit more momentum for the Bears. And if we flush on WEED, there will be an oversold bounce opportunity for a quick flip. But I want to see a dump under 29 before I even consider that. TRTC approaching the high of the day. Netflix has a triple top at 190.95 on the daily time frame. Bulls still testing that resistance and still strong. And Tesla with a clear break. Break of 311.71 was the bear signal, but let's see if we get a climax down here. Although the hourly RSI cooled off, it's only at 26 again. I'd like to see it down at 20. We rejected from the hourly 20-period resistance the first two candlesticks this morning on Tesla. Still very patient. Next support after... We have little support until 300 psychological. 5-minute RSI is yet to be oversold. We're at 32 5-minute RSI on Tesla. So really would need to see a flush down into the 307, 308 range to even consider an oversold bounce entry. CBW.V, bear break of 191, flushed it all the way down to 178. Gap to fill is 181, so the gap has filled. Bulls trying to bounce, but we have a lower high, lower low 5-minute pattern. We are starting to see the signs of consolidation and potential bearish reversal candlesticks forming on the daily time frame, depending on how significant the consolidation. $20-period 5-minute support test on WEED. Checking back in on natural gas. Bulls still holding on natural gas. Certainly not seeing a dump. Big day for UGAZ, up 17%, 3 times leveraged ETF. Bitcoin still not seeing convincing follow-through on the hourly time frame with an upper wick of profit taking now. Still very hard for me to trust these bulls the past couple days. MJX is holding just fine. We've seen a bit of a discrepancy in the correlation between the Canadian MJ names and MJX the past few days. I'm keeping a close eye to see if we see the profit taking correlate. But at this point, we don't. This is definitely an ETF to stash away for long-term holdings. NXTTF. Very tight on the 5-minute time frame. Resistance is 346, a double top, and support must hold 335. Break 335, and it's the first red flag, a loss of the 5-minute higher low pattern. Insane run for these bulls. In the month of December, we've gone from 77 cents to $3.47. And in the last 2 months, Namaste has gone from 17 cents to $3.36, a 2,000% gain in 2 months. The WEED is holding the 20-period 5-minute moving average support so far. I'm going to wrap up the morning webcam here. I'll be back in 15 minutes to continue coverage in the chat room. Eyes glued to Canadian MJ today. Keep an eye on Netflix triple top 190.95 resistance being tested. Market, again, another day not doing a whole lot, but holding up for the bulls. Oil inventory report in 16 minutes, and natural gas bulls holding on the reaction to the inventory report as well. Hope you all have a good rest of your morning, and I will see you shortly.